Hello, sir, and thank you for joining. Hello, thank you for joining Rino Catchers USA. Hey, hey, hey. Thank you again for joining us. I'm Stephanie. I am OU Patriot Stephanie Thomas. This is Community Advocate Patriot Miss GERALYN STANCIN, and this is Mr. Veteran Patriot Brian Michaels. Thank you again for joining us. We are Rino Catchers USA. This is round 4, and we ask, please remember our candidates that are running, the Republican conservative candidates that are courageous to run out there, like Congressman Steve Chabot, Madison Gilbert of the Akron area is running against some Democrats, Claggett of Newark, as well as Mozell of Cincinnati area, and then even outside the state of Ohio, which is Indiana, there's a veteran running for Congress, Ruth Green. We like to ask that we give a lot of support for them. Today, our topic will center on the corruptive probate system and the corruptive Ohio bar system, the Columbus Bar, the Ohio Bar Association system, as well as the corruptive disciplinary council system. All three are corruptively connected to violate people's rights. We would like to start off today with, Mr. Brian Michaels.
Brian Michael. I'm just going to mention 3 quick articles. I'm going to mention the first article was firefighter Norman Baker. The article was written by an attorney by the name of Bob Fitrakis, and it was published in winter 2008 in the Free Press. The new gulag, detention imprisonment without a crime. Mr. Baker was held. Mr. Baker went into Grant Hospital with a urinary tract infection, got put under guardianship by Pickerington attorney Jeffrey Faco, and then was liquidated all out of all his real estate assets and property, restored farmhouse, his real estate holdings and rental properties went into ruin, and that was done, and there was a lawsuit, and they gag ordered that lawsuit. His attorneys were Susan Wasserman and Lou Williams. Second article I'm going to mention real quick is the Plain Dealer, Sunday, December 15, 2002. Judge appoints friends, they cash in on fees. This was Judge Corrigan ousts the widow over this trust and then approves 1.1 million fees for his associates. That's called cronyism, boys and girls. Yes. And my last article, if I can find it, is, let me see here real quick. Oh, here it is. This is an op-ed from the Columbus Dispatch, opinion dated May 25th, 2014. Dereliction of duty, thorough overhaul is needed in Ohio guardianship system. We are not making this up. This is a good old boy system. The guardians are not being held accountable by the probate judges, and they were given carte blanche to come behind you and triple bill you, nickel and dime you.
Yes. And
it's a form of civil forfeiture, and it's very criminal. It is organized crime by the Bar Association, and that's all I've got.
Yes, thank you, Ms. GERALYN, please.
There were a couple of doctors, Michael Oakes, my neighbor had told Dr. Oakes that I owned a gun and was going to shoot law enforcement, and so there was John Gill Randall, who hadn't had a license for like 17 years.
May I just say, also, sorry, Ms. GERALYN STANCIN, but she's one of our main guests, and a part of this is because Ms. GERALYN STANCIN was wrongfully probated out of Worthington.
In 2002 by attorney Julie M. Ford.
She's a former antique specialist in Waterhouse in Worthington, where she was probated in 2002, sorry.
And the thing is, like, Julie got $208,000, I believe, for my house, and then she misspent like $163,000 through a thing called Community Fund Management Foundation.
Julie M. Ford was the attorney that represented you,
yes.
And the fake doctor that probated her was Dr.
Michael Oakes and John Gill Randall, who is now deceased, and his Michael Oakes' ear, nose, and throat wife told me shortly before I was slated to get out of Regency that they had watched me do antiques from Worthington to Clintonville, so he should have recused himself. But also, they misdiagnose, they mistreat, they mismedicate, and misjudge, and they'll just like make up whatever they think will fit to keep somebody locked in a broken system.
False narratives.
Yes. And then of course you don't get released as a patient. And then there were a bunch of other people that, like Kim Louise Albert, who was a roommate of mine in Regency, and there have been other people, couples, and lots of people that were, not listened to, falsely caught up in that system, and then mismedicated, misdiagnosed.
Chemically restrained to death, Kim
chemically
Albert.
restrained.
Yes.
To death.
And unfortunately, Kim, when Brian and I called, died of apraxia, so they actually succeeded in shutting down her
At the
brain
age of
Probate.
55? I
And,
think she was 55.
and for me, like she was literally 2 weeks younger than me, and for me, 4 months out, my kidneys started shutting down, and I called my nurse, Renee Hawkins, and she's like, that's too much blood. So my doctor, Jennifer Jill Hartman, I didn't know her as my doctor yet, and her residents were like, we're taking you to the ER, and they had to literally, it was from triumphing for blood pressure, and ibuprofen, their pain protocol, and what did I know, because they limbed me up from 108 to 205 pounds, and I lose 40 pounds, and I'm like, why do I have any energy? I'm out. And everybody around me was like, what's wrong? And thank God I caught it, because I would have been dead in an hour and a half. That's how bad their medicines are, is they wanted to keep me, so.
Yes, Miss GERALYN was wrongfully forcibly placed in Regency Manor. That's what she was trying to say. And then her friend also was victimized, named Kim Albert, but she didn't survive. Kim Albert was murdered, was killed in Regency Manor, neglected homicide by the mental health facility.
Reckless homicide.
And that same year, that mental health facility actually changed its name to, I think it's River Vista right now, to try to avoid any type of legal action against them, as well as oversight, inspection and oversight.
But as far,
Democrats were all a part of this corruptive system that
Yes.
did this and subjected Miss GERALYN to this. She was a resident of Worthington with Democratic neighbors like Richard Cordray that ran for governor against Mike DeWine. And so they got together and had her falsely probated and never compensated her for almost $500,000 home in a very wealthy Worthington suburb that is part of Franklin County. We're here to bring and address the corruption of the probate department. We are proud and glad to have the courage to bring these concerns to you. We thank you for joining us at Rino Catchers USA today for round 4 to discuss the corruptive nature and systems of the probate department, the corruptive Ohio Bar Association and their assurities, insurance assurity systems, as well as the disciplinary council that aid and abet all and neglect the oversight and the taking action and disciplinary action against these corruptive attorneys and systems in the
And the organized crime with the Dr. Law extortion scams. Courts relied on unlicensed psychiatrists. Dated
Yes.
August 10, 2003, Franklin County.
Yes.
So they're sending doctors to your home that are unlicensed
Right.
to rubber
Yes.
stamp you
And we will
with
talk-
Alzheimer's dementia.
We will talk about this a little bit more. What were you going to say, Ms. GERALYN?
And with that, Kim died of what's called apraxia, so they literally shut down her body and her brain.
Approximately.
Chemically restrained to death,
Apraxia.
over
It's very
medicated
Chemical
at the age of 55.
Yeah, that is a very bad overdose
That's
system.
called reckless homicide.
Yeah,
Yes.
that fraudulent psychiatrists, Democratic fraudulent psychiatrists keep getting away with because of the fraudulent mental health system and the corruptive probate system and these corruptive attorneys.
And there have been many more victims that
Exactly.
have been hidden by this broken system so that they wouldn't be found out.
Completely right. Ms. GERALYN is completely right. I thank you guys again. Thank you for Ms. GERALYN. Thank you for Mr. Brian Michaels. And thank you for joining us at Rino Catchers USA. We will talk about this. Thank you. We will talk about this in round 5 again. And God bless you and have a great day. Thank you.